folks, it's Jeff here. Just a quick reminder, if you're loving Disney Coast to Coast, there are a couple of easy ways that you can support the show. We'd love it if you could rate and review us on iTunes, or wherever you listen to the show. This is a simple way to help other Disney fans find us. Also, go ahead and share your favorite episodes on social media and be sure to tag us. You can find all of our social media information at DisneyCoastToCoast.com. And finally, I just want to say thank you to all of you who listen every week. Your support is very appreciated, and we love that you're enjoying our Disney geekiness. Now on with the show.
Do you dream of fairies and princesses? Then you've come to the right place. Welcome to Disney Coast to Coast.
Hey folks, and welcome to Disney Coast to Coast, the ultimate unofficial Disney fan podcast. I'm Jeff DePaoli, and today on the show, I have my good friend Riley Costello back with me.
Hello.
Hi, Riley. What's going on?
Oh, just, you know.
All the listeners previously heard you on our very popular Rodgers and Hammerstein Cinderella Whitney Houston Brandy episode.
I'm just happy that that is a popular episode because it means that your listeners have very good taste.
And there we go.
No, I meant the movie. I meant Cinderella, not me.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant
I don't have that much of an ego. No. I just want people to be as excited about Brandy and Whitney as I am.
Well, that is fabulous, but we are here today to talk about you.
What?
Because you just did a little something at the Hollywood Bowl.
I did.
Called Beauty and the Beast in concert live to film. And we're going to jump into that right now.
Cool.
It's time to dive into today's Disney dialogue.
So, Riley,
Yes.
my goodness, how was your weekend?
Crazy.
This just happened this past weekend, which was like, what were the dates?
It was May 25th and 26th.
At the Hollywood Bowl in Hollywood, California.
Yes, indeed.
And this was your second time performing at the Bowl?
Second time performing there, which was completely crazy. I feel like everyone talks about the Bowl as this once-in-a-lifetime experience, and it feels that way even if you do it twice.
Yeah.
And it probably will if I get to go back
Yeah.
again. You know, it's an amazing, amazing space. There's absolutely nothing like it.
It's very, very cool gig. I did not get to see the show in person.
I know.
I did watch some clips online. Listen, I have...
Shade.
It's an expensive venue.
It is. Well, they knew this one was going to sell too, and we did. I think we were almost sold out both nights.
It's crazy.
It was insane.
Listen, here's my rule with the Hollywood Bowl. I say either buy the cheapest seats or the most expensive seats because everything in between doesn't matter. Like,
Right.
because once you're far, you're far.
Right.
Like, that's it. You're watching a TV screen if you're not in the most expensive seats. So that's always my rule. It's not my favorite venue to see stuff. I've been there quite a bit. I like to go see John Williams, but he has like the
I've seen
cheaper
that too.
tickets. But in any case, so I didn't go. So I'm sorry.
Well, that's fine.
Will you forgive me?
We'll see by the end of this.
I saw you in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory there.
Not the same.
No, you're right.
Not Disney.
Definitely not the same.
Not the same, not Disney.
I would agree. But I did, in the past, they had, this kind of started the whole Disney thing there with The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Which I feel like that was more of a Danny Elfman project. I'm not sure the specifics behind it, but I think it was different producers.
I believe it was the same producers. It was at least the same director.
Okay.
To the best of my knowledge.
Okay.
Because they tend to hire a lot of the same people, and most of the people that were in Beauty and the Beast have been with this kind of show since Nightmare.
Okay.
Which was 2015. So it's been 3 years.
And
that
they
they've
did
been doing
that.
This.
So they did Nightmare for Halloween.
Yeah, I actually saw it in 2015. It was
did
my
too.
first time at the Hollywood Bowl.
Was that the first or second year? Because they did it 2 years.
They did it 2 years. I saw it the first year.
Okay.
It was the year I moved to LA. So
I think I saw it the first year as well.
Yeah, I went the second night.
Okay.
And they had everybody from the original cast basically.
That was the cool thing about Nightmare Before
Yeah.
Christmas. It was original cast. And
Yeah.
if you're not sure about this experience, basically what they do at the Hollywood Bowl is they show the movie on a screen, and then when it gets to a point of song, they bring out live performers who sing the numbers. And in the case of Nightmare Before Christmas, it was most often original cast members. And they switched things up a bit with Little Mermaid last year.
Yeah, they also, with the film and with the live performances, a giant 60-plus piece orchestra, I think, plays the score top to bottom. So
Yeah.
everything that you're hearing musically is all by a fantastic, huge orchestra.
Agreed. Thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, of course. It's
like
my favorite
part of the night.
It's my favorite part.
Which I want to.
Okay,
yeah,
we'll get there.
I want to get into that. So Nightmare Before Christmas first, then The Little Mermaid, which had a lot of same cast members that you worked with in Beauty and the Beast.
That's true.
So
And some original cast members too. I think Jodie Benson did one of the performances.
yes, she did, and I know Alan Menken came for Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast. Was he there both nights for
He
Beauty and the
was,
Beast?
yeah.
Okay, cool. So if you haven't heard about this, they had an all-star cast in the role of Belle. We had Zooey Deschanel. Lumiere was played by Kelsey Grammer, and Taye Diggs played Gaston. Rebel Wilson played LeFou. Jane Krakowski as Mrs. Potts. Anthony Evans as the Beast, who I wasn't familiar with.
We'll get to him.
Okay, cool.
We'll get to him.
And then a couple surprises. I didn't know Marissa Jeanette Winokur was in it.
Yeah.
She's great. She
There's Jarrett Winokur.
Isn't it Jeanette?
Jarrett.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Typo. From Hairspray.
Yeah.
Of course. And she plays, actually, I saw her perform as Winifred Sanderson.
Yes,
In the
at
Hocus
Rockwell.
Pocus parody at Rockwell Table and Stage. So in any case, it was an all-star cast. But what was your role?
Oh, good question. So there was all those really
Everything.
fancy people.
Yes.
And then there were, I think, 18 singers and 6 dancers. There were 3 guy dancers. And so for this show, I was a dancer.
You were a dancer.
I was.
Okay. You had some great moments as I watched the video clips online. I'm like, oh, look at Riley.
Yeah, it was really fun actually. They had there was a couple like little bits that I got to do. It's hard because a lot of the the 6 of us, the dancers, sort of functioned as like every other ensemble role. The singers had a lot of movement for sure, but sometimes that stage is a football
Huge.
field.
And
So-
that's what's so difficult
Right.
with that space.
It's crazy. So
massive.
You've got these 2 giant crowds of singers, and like there's only so much movement that you can have them to get a crowd of people across that stage takes a very long time. So in some numbers they were walking around and doing some stuff with us, and in others they were, kind of stable on the sides of the stage, and we would do some stuff in the middle. But it was just unbelievable.
Okay, I want to start at the beginning because I really want to know what this process is like, because this is crazy. I mean, it's a huge feat. You're taking, first of all, it's tough because you're taking a beloved film and you're like, okay, now try and love these people as much as you love the originals, which is a tough thing to do.
It is, but the thing about this night is that it brings out like the super fan in everybody. So people are so happy to be there that it's just like, I mean, they're cheering before it even starts. They're so on board. If you bought a ticket to that, you're already on cloud 9.
And what's the rehearsal process? Like, how much time?
Not as much as you would think. They do a really good job of hiring the right people who are like super game to just throw themselves into it and try to pick up as fast as you can. We had like 4 or 5 days of studio rehearsal and then 1 day of rehearsal at the bowl before 1.5, because we had a night of tech and then we had the afternoon of the show, but it was only like 2 hours. I mean, you don't get that much time to rehearse these things.
That's so I thought you had 2 weeks. You had less than 2 weeks?
Well, it took place over 2 weeks, but like I had 3 days off in the middle of it. So I think I had like 4 or 5 studio rehearsal days, 3 days off, and then a tech night.
That's insane. Like, that's insane.
No, I totally. You know what? I forgot the
You're
Sits
lying?
Probe day because I was at
You're
Warner
lying.
Brothers. I'm lying.
Okay.
I'm lying.
You're lying.
We had a Sits Probe day at Warner Brothers.
Explain what a Sits Probe is to the listeners who don't know.
Yes, it is the first time you do all the songs and all the music with your orchestra.
Which-
So, that's my favorite day.
I was going to say, is that not the... I don't know. Between that and tech, I'm a real tech nerd guy.
yeah, me
so
too.
I get
but
excited.
Tech is long.
Tech is long and arduous, yes.
This
Sits
tech
Probe is amazing.
This Hollywood Bowl tech is really fast, but I think Sits Probe still takes the cake.
Yeah, it's pretty great. So,
Any job I have, it's the best day.
so that was the first time, was that Warner Brothers Studio. So you kind of rehearse, because you're not rehearsing at the Hollywood Bowl most
No.
of the time, because that's a very expensive venue to rent.
And Paul Simon was there doing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was like there like the 3 days before us. So I was like, that's kind of cool.
he should have been LeFou.
He could no, but Rebel was perfect. We'll get there.
We'll get there, yes. But, so where were you rehearsing?
We rehearsed at just a dance studio in Burbank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crazy. And so short period of time. Any crazy tech stories that you want to tell?
Any crazy tech stories? Well, the only thing that I can really think of is, again, they're really good at hiring the right people who are, again, able to like handle themselves, because there's so many moving parts and so many departments at that space, and we're not there for very long. Like we maybe got a full run once before doing the show. That's it. For Willy Wonka, the time we did the show was the only time we ran it.
That's crazy.
But like, you know, things like quick changes. Like, we didn't even get to really rehearse our quick changes in real time. Like, we had the costumer, the head of wardrobe, Linda, who's amazing, like with a stopwatch, and she had timed the movie, and she was like, okay, you've got 8 minutes to do this, and I know that sounds like a long time, but you have to get all the way across the stage, and you have to, you know, there's a lot of us and a lot of moving parts. That's probably the only crazy tech story I have. Just that we have to trust that it'll all work.
That's crazy. So when you are rehearsing, since it is such a short period of time, are you working with all of the lead roles most of that time, or are they kind of separating the dancers and stuff and working with you guys separately?
A little of both. We had Zoe early on. We had Rebel early on. Rebel we had probably the most. Tay we had early on. And then everybody else, I believe, I want to look at the list of names again. Yeah, everybody else showed up.
Zoe, Kelsey.
So we actually, for this job, we had quite a few of them in the rehearsal studio first. And then the rest of them showed up at the Sitzprobe day at Warner Brothers.
Okay.
And Jane came last. Jane came on Tech Night. She came the night before the show.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a stressful producing job.
I can imagine, yeah.
Like, oh goodness, I hope so-and-so catches their flight or else they're missing the show. Like,
I didn't
it's
think about that.
Absolutely nuts to me. But
I feel like this is the kind of job, though, if you had to call someone at the last minute, they'd be like, I'm there.
Yeah. Who was it? Rosie
I would have stepped in for Mrs. Potts.
You know, remember the weird celebrity. So the Hollywood Bowl does a lot of these. I think they really started doing this with musicals.
Yeah, they still
Disney
do. They have like a summer musical.
And I remember Rosie O'Donnell was supposed to be in Les Mis as
Madame Thénardier?
Yes. And she ended up, and I totally wanted to see that. I was like, yes, please. Mm-hmm. And she ended up having to back out last minute because I think her son broke his arm or something.
Yeah.
And I was totally bummed. I think I still went. Did I go? I can't even remember. But yeah, so obviously it happens. Celebrities.
Oh, it happens all the time. Live theater.
Man, that's nuts. What else was it? I mean, who were some of your favorites to work with?
I mean, every one of them was really, really cool. Rebel was awesome because for whatever reason...
Best costume of the night.
Oh, yeah. And by the way...
Best, because I'm not going to lie. Like, when I heard Rebel Wilson playing LeFou, I was like, really? Like,
yeah, I
really?
think most people were surprised by that. Although, I feel like if you know her and know what she does, it actually is way more of a natural fit than it may seem at first.
Her costume was stellar.
Hilarious. And the wig we didn't see until the night of the show.
I was wondering, it was a wig? Okay.
Yeah, it was a wig. She didn't wear it on Tech Night, and she walked out of her dressing room, like, we're in the wings about to go on, like, you know, in 2 seconds, and we all see this wig and we can't stop laughing. It was perfect. It was perfect.
She looked good.
She was probably like, I mean, she was so cool, and we had her also the longest, I think. And you know, in Belle, even though we had Zoe in the studio, like, we're all singing about her, and, you know, we're singing around her, and we're not really interacting with her as much as you would think. For a song like Gaston, you know, we're in it with LeFou, and we're dancing with him. I had a lot of, like, little small bits with Rebel, so, like, personally,
hello, JESTEGASTO. That was like, she totally looked to you, and you were like, I don't know.
Yeah, that was given to me in the rehearsal studio, and I was super excited. And I was told, the exact note actually was, can you give a shrug, but like a Hollywood Bowl-sized shrug? I was like, I got you.
So, tell me the truth. How long did you stand in front of a mirror practicing a Hollywood Bowl-sized shrug?
Not once.
It comes naturally.
I'm actually surprised now that I didn't. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this on the air. I just was like, I got this.
Find it on YouTube, and they can be the judge. How about that?
Oh, God.
The listeners can be the judge of your Hollywood Bowl-sized shrug.
It was pretty big. But here's actually an interesting thing to talk about is that it is a massive theater, huge stage, larger than life performances, and yet most people are watching the Jumbotron. Yeah. It's a really fine line between being very theatery and still remembering that you're actually giving an on-camera performance too.
That's interesting.
It's so weird.
Is that something that somebody mentioned to you? Like, did the director say, hey, keep this in mind, guys?
No, that's just something that I kind of was worried about. No, I'm not. No. I think it was something that I was aware of, that I thought, well, I know that we're on a giant screen. Yeah. And even though, the people in the front are getting to see the stage, most people in this audience are seeing an on-camera performance. So, like, you can go too big.
You know, it cracked me up. I was watching YouTube video of this, and the person who took this YouTube video was in the very expensive seats. So they're too close to see the giant screens. So they have, like, television monitors showing the film.
I saw that.
But they also have a television monitor showing the full view of the stage. So it's like, this is what the poor people are looking at. And it's because
that's funny.
Because there's so much projection and stuff happening on the stage that if you're sitting super close, you're not going to see it. So I thought it was funny that they actually had a monitor to show what it looked like from far away.
That's actually really funny. And I will say, for this show, you probably wanted to be in the second section of boxes. That would probably be the prime area, because, like, they had this amazing company, which I believe is called Mousetrap, do create original projections, new animation for the entire proscenium of the Hollywood Bowl. It was beautiful.
I remember that for Willy Wonka as well.
Yes,
was it a different company?
I don't know. It might have been the same company, but it was a little bit different, because Willy Wonka is also just such a wacky thing that, like, those projections were just a little bit more like, not acid trippy, but like a little bit more just like wacky, fun Wonka candy, crazy. This was an extension of the movie. It was almost like they made it an IMAX movie. Like, they created this beautiful animation. I really hope that footage exists on YouTube of the proscenium, because I know a lot of people shoot just the Jumbotron.
Did you see it? How did they
No, we didn't. There's no time, so
Okay.
I didn't see it, like, in rehearsals. I think I caught a glimpse backstage on the monitors.
Okay.
I must have seen it then. But even, like, scenes like the ballroom scene, where, it just expands to be this big giant thing. I mean, every single scene was enhanced by this projection.
Yeah, Disney fans will know of this technology. Basically, it's the map projections that you now see in fireworks spectaculars at the Disney parks, but it's done beautifully. I remember the Muppets were there last summer and used it a lot. I feel like it's a fairly new thing for the Hollywood Bowl.
I think
like, the last year or two, they started doing that. So that's pretty cool. There was a moment that I saw and I was like, oh, I bet you were a little jealous when you didn't get this part.
Uh-oh.
So at the beginning of these movies, they all start with the classic Walt Disney animation of Mickey Mouse as Steamboat Willie doing his... And they had somebody come out and be a ridiculously over-the-top whistler, essentially, in that role. And I saw the guy and I was like, I bet you Riley wanted that.
Oh, I mean, it would have been so much fun, but I can't whistle that well, actually.
Was it a live whistle?
Oh, no, he was really doing it live.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
That's the whole, it's in the spirit of that live to film thing, where all the vocals, all the music is all done live. So he went out with a little Mickey ear steamboat hat and whistled live. It was hilarious.
It was a fun moment.
It's such a fun way to open the show, too, because people are coming, they know they're going to come see live performances, and he did a fantastic job with that. One funny story, actually, is that the tech night, he was on the other side of the stage, but he has to enter from stage right, which is where I was. And he finished the thing, and he then started the mile-long walk across the stage, and it's all timed perfectly to the movie. So he was still on stage by the time, like, the prologue was starting and, like, trying to walk away. So the next night they were like, yeah, just do it on this side. And they're like, you better do it, like, on stage right.
Any other favorite moments that you had? There were some great surprises that I want to get into, but I'm just curious about your experience with some of these celebrities or...
Great moments. Well, one thing that was really cool, so Jane got there right at the
Jane
end.
Krakowski.
Jane Krakowski.
Sorry, getting very name droppy here.
I know. Sorry, I don't know her that well. I just seems. You know what? Okay. Tangent.
Yes,
A second
I love
tangent.
tangents. Let's do it.
One thing that was so cool about this job, again, they know how to hire people.
Which is why they hire Riley Costello.
Oh, why? Thank you. No, but we did this show twice, but it felt like a month-long run. Like, these people are amazing, and everybody that was on stage, truly, like, from the bottom of my heart, I mean this, everybody was in it to win it. Like, everyone was so excited to be there, and we were all living, like, Disney childhood fantasies, and that even included just, like, hanging out and talking in the wings of the theater, like you do when you're doing a long-running show. But we met each other, like, 24 hours before, some of us. It was amazing.
But you'd all lived with this movie forever. So,
of course.
So it's quite the classic Disney movie. I wonder, if you could pick any Disney animated feature to do next summer or next May, whatever heck month. Yeah, it's May. Next May, what would it be? Anything.
Okay.
I know what I would say, although it wouldn't be popular. But
what is yours?
Hunchback.
I know. I mean,
just live vocals with that Hunchback score is one of the most amazing things ever.
It would be amazing. It actually probably, just in terms of scale, like it would be really cool because you could have the choir, you could
so
have
good.
I mean, that would be really cool. I was trying to think of something, because Hunchback doesn't have that many musical numbers.
You don't think so?
Actually, you know what? I should not have even said that because I directed the musical. There's a lot of songs that you could add in, just like they did with Beauty and the Beast. Yeah. So never mind. Hunchback's a great choice.
Thank you.
I was thinking something like Hercules, where you could have amazing women be the
muses.
muses.
Funny that you said that, because I was thinking Hercules. It's just not my favorite. But
it's not really my favorite either. But
that would be a huge hit, I feel
like you could have like 5. Is it 5 muses? You could have 5 incredible women.
I thought there were 3.
Is it 3 or 4?
I think it's 3.
Oh, gosh.
Maybe 4. I don't know. Who knows?
You have the Disney podcast.
Listen, Hercules is not one of my favorites.
Okay, but like
bless my soul, Hercules on a roll.
That could be
pretty
fun.
sure it's 3. If it's not, somebody will tweet me and yell at me. I'm sure.
No,
it'll happen. It's fine. Now. Even if I'm right, somebody will tweet and yell at me. It's fine.
I messed up. That could be fun. There's so many that you could do.
Hercules I can see, but Hunchback I would would
be great.
I would love
but it's also one of my favorite Disney. Beauty and the Beast and Hunchback are my 2 favorite Disney scores.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're smart. I mean, if they're going in this sequence that they seem to be going in, next is Aladdin, right? So
yeah, that could be fun.
Aladdin could be good. Lion King, I don't know so much. Although, well,
actually, that would be a big hit, though.
Well, everything Lion King is a big hit.
Yeah, but you could project the sun on the shell of the bowl. It would be amazing.
Did you guys have fireworks? You didn't, did you?
No, they did that for La La Land, though.
They do fireworks there a lot. You guys, Disney's got to add fireworks to these shows. I want some fireworks. That
would have been fun at the end of Be Our Guest.
Yes, for sure. Come on, for sure. He was great. Kelsey Grammer as Lumiere was fantastic.
He was really great.
I really, really liked him in it. Now, they did add some music that is not originally in the film. They added Human Again, which is from the musical. Actually, I think the story is originally written for the film.
Yeah, it was cut from the movie, apparently.
Added into the musical, added back into the film when they did some special edition anniversary thing, which I'm not a fan of adding it back in the film, but I love it in the musical. And Marissa Jarrett Whittaker was fantastic in this role.
Yeah, she was.
She was so much fun, and I don't know why she didn't get top billing. Why wasn't she?
She must have been a last minute addition. I have
That's
no
what I'm
idea.
wondering, because
I kind of know Marissa, and she I didn't even know she was doing it until the whole cast had been announced.
Yeah,
I found out from a friend of hers that I saw. He was like, "Oh, Marissa's doing it," and I was like, "I got to text her. I didn't even know."
Yeah, her and Rebel Wilson were the 2 that to me looked like were having like the time of their lives.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
like,
it was.
These chicks are loving it.
They really were. Marissa was incredible for this, and their idea was that we turn this whole number into like a waltz, like a ballroom party that she wanted to go to as a human. So like the 6 dancers, we were in, coats and tails and these fabulous gowns, and I never wanted to take that coat and tail off.
Your gown looked amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I stole it. No, but honestly, I never wanted to take that suit off. I've never worn a coat and tails before, and I just felt like I belonged at Downton Abbey.
Isn't that everybody's dream, really?
It's mine.
Oh my goodness. What else? Oh, they added Evermore.
Okay, we have to talk about Evermore.
Yeah, because the man playing the Beast, who isn't introduced until like way into the film as a singer.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even think of, because it was like 3/4 of the way through, or it was in the second half, right?
Yeah. Both of his songs are in the second half.
Yeah, so it was Anthony Evans, who is a pop singer, or
he's a gospel pop singer. Yeah, from what I know, he was on The Voice, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Season 4. I'm probably wrong. But he did not win. He got kicked off in the battle rounds. This guy,
the people that lose, always have
Look at
better careers. It's crazy.
This guy, none of us really, unless you were a fan of his like Christian gospel music, which I've never heard, and I don't watch The Voice. I've seen clips, but I don't watch it.
It's okay. You don't have to.
I just feel like I need to apologize. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize.
Okay.
I don't watch it.
It's fine. It's fine. He walked into the Sitz probe, and none of us had any clue what he sounded like. Whatever. Yeah. Nothing.
It was definitely not the voice I expected.
Nope.
Coming out of that body.
Nope. And then, not only that, but I know Evermore quite well from the live action movie.
No.
This is not your live action Evermore. This is a completely different arrangement.
Totally different.
This guy, Adam Gubman, I think is his last name, did the arrangement for this Hollywood Bowl performance. It truly, I mean, I love the song in the movie, but this version took it to new heights.
Definitely took it higher.
Well, yeah, that was an unintended pun. He blew us all away, and we were sitting there watching him, having never heard him before. Half of us are sobbing, and then at the end of the song, we all just jumped to our feet. We were sitting on the floor, and he got a standing ovation from the cast.
Yeah, that's amazing. He was great. He was a really pleasant surprise.
It's incredible, and I don't know if this was his Hollywood Bowl debut. It might not have been, but it was certainly his step into the spotlight moment. I mean, he ran away with the show, singing that song. Yeah. It was incredible.
Now, this is a tough question.
Okay.
But if you had to choose Evermore from the live-action Beauty and the Beast or If I Can't Love Her from the Broadway musical?
Having just come off of This Weekend, I would choose Evermore. But I would choose this version.
I don't know which I would choose. I love If I Can't Love Her.
I know, it's a great song.
It's a great song.
I'd actually like to hear Anthony Evans sing If I Can't Love Her.
It'd be
bonus features.
Bonus feature, yes. After the buzz. I mean, they could have. How do they work those into the movie? I didn't see the film, so at what points did they put those?
I actually don't know. They just put them where they're supposed to go.
Okay.
I don't know. The funniest. The biggest irony about doing this job is that I never watched the movie. I never watched the movie. Everyone else got to see the movie. Yeah. I actually would like to watch it now.
Well, we can do that right after this.
All right, great.
We'll pop in Beauty and the Beast. It's been a while since I've seen it. Tell me come on, give me some dirt. I want the dirt, man. The behind-the-scenes dirt.
Oh, my gosh.
Our listeners are dying for dirt.
I genuinely don't think there is
Okay,
any.
then tell me another
That's
lovely
a boring
story.
Answer. No, I mean, there's no dirt.
There was somebody threw wine on somebody else. Krakowski and Grammer got into it. Yes?
No. I'll tell you something funny. This is funny. This is not dirt.
I like
dirty.
funny.
I had this moment with Rebel where I was supposed to hand her a ribbon that she then
Yeah.
also stole the show with. The ribbon was actually the star of the show. Forget Anthony Evans. This ribbon brought the house down. She had this idea that she really wanted to do a prop humor thing.
This was with
Gaston Reprise.
Yes.
And she was like, well, Riley can hand me the ribbon. And so I got called into a separate rehearsal with just me, Rebel, and Tay. It was like, I had no idea what was happening. It was like the
just
day
to
of
hand
the show.
her a ribbon?
It was the day of the show.
All right.
And I was like, when our choreographer associate came out into the dressing room. She was like, Riley, can you come on stage for a second? I was like, what's happening? No clue. And I walk out and it's just me, Rebel, and Tay. And they were like, you're going to hand Rebel a ribbon? And I was like, okay. Where do I get it from? And they were like, well, you'll set it at the top of the show here. And at this moment, you'll go get it, whatever. We practiced it 3 times. And first night went off without a hitch. It was perfect. The second night, it was tied with a rubber band to keep it folded. And, oh, God.
You forgot it took the rubber band off?
Nope. It got tangled.
Oh, no.
And I'm holding it behind my back, and I'm also in the shot. Actually, I saw the video today on YouTube. If you watch it, you can see me, screwing around behind my back, basically doing a Rubik's Cube behind my back to try to figure out how to untangle this rubber band. And you can see the panic on my face. I'm just I'm right behind Rebel and Tay, and they're doing a scene, and I'm going in my head saying expletives I can't say on the podcast in my head, going, I'm gonna ruin this whole show. I'm gonna ruin Rebel's ribbon bit. And I'll never forgive myself. And finally, at the very last second, you can see me kind of peek behind my back. And I'm like, it's okay. I figured it out. But it was one of those things where I was trying so hard to get it off one way. And I thought, I have to start over. I have to go the other way or it's never going to come off. Because it was so badly tangled. And by some miracle, I was able to get it at the very last second. And also, she had done a different ad-lib that night that took more time. And so she didn't turn around at the time she turned around the night before. Everything worked out. I handed it to her and the ribbon thing worked. But I had the cold sweats.
Did you tell her?
I did after the show.
Yeah.
After the show, at the after party, I was like, you'll never believe.
Where was the after party?
At the ball.
Oh, okay, cool.
At the ball. They had a little reception in a tent for us, which was kind of cool. Very nice.
Nice. I was going to... Oh, is there a night that you felt went better than over the other one? Because, it's live theater, right? There's always
There were some
always some
mishaps on Friday night, but I think actually Friday night might have been a cleaner show only because, you know, you throw everything you have into it and you just blow it out and you hope that, you know, it works. And oftentimes when a bunch of people are that focused and that like heightened, you know, like we're all really, really hyper focused, it usually works pretty well. And then there's such a thing as a sloppy second show. Not to say that Saturday night was sloppy, but there was a point. Also, I had friends at the first show. I had my mom at the second show. So I was like, mom show, this is going to be the best.
Yeah.
And there was a moment, much like the pauses I'm making now, in Belle with the opening number. We walk out on stage, and I think I woke up halfway through it. Like, I think I woke up halfway through, and I went, I'm standing on the Hollywood Bowl stage. I should pay attention. Not that I wasn't. It's just there is a thing of like, you know, you if the
but
night
sometimes
before,
it's dangerous to actually recognize that fact as well. Like if you're, you guys didn't have a long enough time to rehearse, but like there are definitely moments where you'll be in a show for 3 months or whatever, and you become a robot.
You go on
Let's face it, you go on autopilot. But then you'll have a moment where you're just like, wait a second, I'm on Broadway or whatever the case may be. And when you start thinking, that's when you start screwing up.
I know. And luckily that didn't quite happen, but there is something to be said for, you know, if it goes really, really well Friday night and it went well, you didn't screw up, even though you had hardly any rehearsal, then you show up on Saturday like, that was great. Like, we're good. We don't have to, you know, we don't have to go over everything. We still did, but there was you know, especially the 6 of us, the dancers, were like, let's just talk through everything really, really quick. Because we know how it works. You know, we know that you can go on autopilot. If you feel really good about what happened the night before, you might feel a little overconfident. And so there was definitely a moment where halfway through the opening number, a couple of us were like, oh, okay, we're in this again.
Yeah. I'm curious what night. I'm thinking I might have seen Saturday night videos.
Yeah, I think you did.
Because I saw some lyric mess ups and some scary moments musically.
Really?
Yeah. When Zoe was doing the reprise.
Oh, that was the first night.
Was that the first night?
That was the first night.
It's so funny because what?
No, you first.
Well, it's just I know this music so well that the second she started early, I said, no, like there's another 2 bars here. And I was like, this is going to screw up the orchestra. And the orchestra just keeps doing their job. Like there's nothing else they can do.
They have to. They're in time with the whole movie.
Yeah. And
you can't stop and say like, guys, skip ahead 2 bars.
So it was terrifying for me watching that. And all you can hope is that the performer realizes what happened.
And she did.
Yeah.
And it actually, what was really sweet about that moment was, so like that happened the first night, and like, you know, people could get super mad at a situation like that. She came backstage and she was like, don't worry guys, I made the first mistake, you go get it. Like, it was actually really sweet.
That's sweet.
And then the next night when she nailed it, she came backstage and was like, I did it! And we all did like a line of high fives with her. It was really, really sweet actually. Like, she could not have handled it better.
That's funny.
Which is nice. You know, it's like someone playing the lead in a show, it really does start from the top. So like if she had gone out and can't come back and been really upset, like it, you know, it does change things. She's smart lady, smart woman.
Now, as you mentioned, there was a sizable orchestra on stage, which I love. That's like one of my favorite things is a huge orchestra. And this, Alan Menken mentioned that quite a few of these instrumentalists actually recorded the original film. Did you know that before Alan Menken said that?
I did. I knew that on the Sitz Probe day, which is one of the reasons why I sobbed through the whole day. Our first violinist, and I know at least 9 others, were the original players from the film. Which, like,
that's insane.
How special is that? How special is that?
That's crazy.
So that only added to. I mean, this music is already nostalgic and emotional for so many people.
Yeah.
But to know that it's got that extra piece of magic, really, that there's these people that haven't played this maybe in years that are coming back all together. There is an energy that comes with that that you can feel.
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Tell me some Alan Menken stories. Was he there for Sitz Probe, or did he show up? Was he there for Tech?
He showed up for Tech Night, I think. I don't even remember. It all kind of bleeds together. Tech Night or the day of the show.
Had you worked with him before?
I have not, that I know of. No, I don't. I would remember that.
I certainly hope so.
Yeah. Well, actually, I have worked with him at Beauty and the Beast in the Hollywood Bowl. You just said, have you worked with him before? It's true. I just did.
Yes. All right.
It's a technicality.
I feel like you had, though, for some reason, but maybe not.
No, unless I really don't know my resume.
I don't know. But Ooh, I mean, come on.
It was amazing. I mean, we were on a different floor than each other, so I didn't see him much backstage. There were a couple times that he was backstage in the wings, and there's a lot of us in the cast, and so some people are getting pictures and whatever, and I kind of gave him his space.
It's a little. He seems super. Actually, I met him. That's what I'm thinking of. I've met him before.
Yeah, you've been to all of his concerts, right?
Yeah, I've seen it at D23, but I saw it when he first tried his one-man show in Orange County. I went to see him in that and met him after the show.
Okay, that was at Segerstrom?
Yes, Segerstrom Center for the Arts. That's what I was thinking of when I thought you worked with him. No, I met him.
It was you.
It was me. So that's actually really sad that I didn't put that together. But in any case, he was amazingly nice when I met him.
He is super, super nice. And I watched a bunch of interactions. We said hi, we met each other. But, I didn't have a lengthy conversation because he was only there for like show days. So he was, "Hi, I'm Alan," and then pulled right on stage.
It's pretty cool that he was there for both shows because if I'm remembering correctly, he was not for Mermaid.
I don't know.
I don't think he was. I think they kind of like switched out. Like one night Menken was there, the next night Jodie Benson was there, type of thing. So like they made sure they had like a heavy hitter each night, but they kind of separated them a bit. So I mean, it just seems like kind of a dream come true situation.
It really was. I mean, I'm such a Disney nerd, fan, lover that, I'll do anything Disney anytime, but also just to do something on that scale is outrageous. Like I actually said, that after Friday night's show, we didn't have rehearsal Saturday during the day, and I was sad about it because I just liked being there with everyone, and I also really like performing on that stage because it's just not normal. Like,
no,
nothing about it it's so unnatural and it's so hyper realistic. You just can't compare anything to standing in front of 18,000 people.
Yeah,
you can't.
What time would you show up before a show?
Well, Friday we were there at like 2:15 or something before the 8 o'clock
because you rehearsed?
We were rehearsing. But Saturday I got there at like 5.
And so you're in the
I got there early for dinner.
Okay, so you're there when the seats are empty.
Yeah.
Did you have like something that you did, or like, I don't know, do you have like a ritual or?
We did go all the way up to the top. We climbed up all the way to the top and took a couple pictures and videos on Friday before the show, which was really fun. Actually, on Saturday's show, my mom was in the audience. I did the thing you're not supposed to do. Although with the ball, it's a concert venue. It's not really a theater, so it's a little the lines are fuzzy. But I was on stage pre-setting that ribbon for the aforementioned ribbon bit with Rebel, and I found my mom sitting in her seat, and I was like, "Hey guys!" And like some of my friends in the show, I was like, "Look, that's my mom." And we spent about 20 minutes trying to point them out, and they could not find her because it's a giant theater.
Yes,
and it turns out it's really hard to find people, even if you're trying really hard to describe where they are.
Yeah, I can't. 18,000 people. I
think it's like 17.
I don't care.
Something. It's 18.
That's
whatever.
an insane number of people.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow, there are a lot of Beauty and the Beast fans out there.
And they do like a little costume contest before, which is like a cute thing that they do at these events.
Oh yes, I do remember this from previous ones.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I never got to see it, but Jane was backstage telling us about the people that won. It was really sweet. She like stood in the wings and watched.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it was really cool. And we also had Disney has a new a cappella group called D Capella, and they opened for us, and they were also in the show too.
So you were telling me about this. What is this exactly? So Disney wanted an a cappella group that they essentially own for Hollywood Records, I assume.
I think it's Walt Disney Records. Is that a thing?
It's Hollywood Records is what they call themselves. Well, there's the Walt Disney Records as well. I don't know, the boy band. The boy band's under Hollywood Records.
I'm pretty sure that this is Walt Disney Records. Okay. I could be wrong. I guess we'll find out. But they are a brand new Disney a cappella group.
How many members?
7 to 14. I'm not sure.
7 to 14?
7. I think they have like understudies.
Oh, okay.
But there were 7.
Oh, so this is like Blue Man Group. It's not like it's not like they're playing roles as opposed to.
Well, it's more like they're doing their vocal parts. But like there has to be an understudy tenor. There has to be an understudy mezzo. Okay. So I think they each have an alternate. But there are the 7 that are like the face of it, to the best of my knowledge. And they were there to open. They did like a 30-minute set before the show. They sound incredible. I mean, we listened a little bit in the wings, but we're also getting ready. So the time that I really got to hear them was like when they were rehearsing backstage in the dressing room, and like from that close, you can really hear all the little like nuances and all the little stuff that they were doing. They sound incredible, and they're super awesome.
What did they sing?
They sang.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. I'm a singer. They sang. Oh gosh,
I forget. It was.
they sang.
Was it like not Go the Distance? It was something Disney that wasn't Beauty and the Beast.
No, they sang. It was Jungle Book. Come on. King Louis song. What is it called? I Want to Be Like You.
I Want to Be Like You.
They sang that. They sang. I know they sang Immortals from Big Hero 6.
Oh wow! All right, I would have loved for them. Yeah, I want to hear an acapella. When can we do this again? Oh.
I would love that too.
Let's make that happen.
Okay, I'll call my.
We'll
friends
just
at
do it.
Acapella.
Okay. We'll just get a few people together. Let's record an acapella version of that.
All right.
Done. Any other amazing stories you want to tell, or should we?
Probably, and I'm not going to remember them until I listen to this.
And then you're gonna be like, "Why didn't I mention that?"
It was awesome. One of the highlights of the night, honestly, is just hearing the Walt Disney logo theme played live by a giant orchestra.
You know what? Yes, that's amazing. But I feel like I've been seeing older Disney animated movies and just movies in general. I recently saw Hocus Pocus on the big screen for the first time, actually.
Really?
I'd seen the movie a billion times. I'd never seen it on the big screen.
Oh.
Because the problem is, although the El Capitan Theater shows it every October.
That's when I went.
I'm so busy in October with all the Halloween stuff that a movie that I've seen a billion times has just never made it to the top of the list.
Right.
So in any case, I went to a screening recently, and I love seeing the old blue,
Yeah, me too.
Horizontal line castle. The new one's beautiful.
Yeah, it's
like
gorgeous.
that CG, like really detailed
But you
castle.
and I are also like huge nostalgia fans.
Oh
so.
my gosh!
That is-
and the woo or whatever the heck the little music. Oh, it's beautiful.
They should have had you come out and do that live after the Whistler.
That would have been fantastic. I can't even. That was a terrible version of that. I have to apologize.
I thought it was special.
I'm gonna re-edit something else in. I'm not actually.
don't.
No. I'm gonna leave the terribleness in there because that makes it real. DCTC real. Anywho, anything else you want to add, or shall we get to trivia?
I think let's do it.
Okay, that means it's trivia time. All right, Riley, do you want to hit me with the trivia question first? Or
You
shall
go
I hit-
first.
Okay, well,
I have two.
as we know, Beauty and the Beast, this is not the first time Beauty and the Beast has been put on stage. Of course, it was the first major production from the Disney theatrical group. And they were nominated for some Tony Awards for Beauty and the Beast. Do you know how many Tony Awards they were nominated for?
No. I'm going to give you a solid guess.
Okay.
8.
You're very close.
9.
9 nominations, which actually shocked me because I know that when Beauty and the Beast started on Broadway, like reviews were very mixed because people were very hesitant about the whole corporate takeover of Broadway. And I know that the reaction was pretty mixed, so I thought it was way less than 9 nominations. Can you take some guesses as to what categories?
Yeah.
Or at least which category may or
Best musical? Definitely.
How many do you think they won?
4?
No.
1?
1.
1?
One
Out of
win.
9. What did they win? Best musical?
What do you think they won?
Okay.
They did not win Best Musical.
No. Did they win Best Score?
Nope.
Can you? Yeah, because they added
Yep.
songs. They won Scenic Design.
They did not win Scenic. It was a design one, though.
Okay.
I mean, this makes sense.
Costume. Yeah.
They won Best Costume Design, and they were nominated for a bunch of others, including
Best musical.
Best Musical,
Best actor.
Best Actor for Terrence Mann,
Best actress.
Best Actress for Susan Egan,
Best supporting
Supporting
actor.
for
Lumiere.
Gary Beach as Lumiere.
Wow,
Yes,
this
very
is-
good.
I'm just on a
Gary
roll.
Beach is fantastic as
Yeah.
Lumiere.
Yeah.
What other?
Did they get nominated for score?
Best Original Score, Best Book of a Musical.
Great.
Best Lighting Design, Best Direction of a Musical.
Okay.
So they got way more than I even realized, and deservedly so. I remember...
9 nominations is really good,
It's
especially for
huge.
what year was that?
There was
94?
93 or 4, yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been. Might have been 3.
Okay.
But the thing about that, I remember seeing that really, really vividly. I saw it in Washington, D.C. I was on vacation, and it was the tour, of course. But I remember loving it so much that I remember going back to my hotel room and like drawing the sets because I was just so. It was. You must have seen it on Broadway.
I never
Yes,
did,
You
no.
never saw it.
No.
No tour or anything.
No, I've never seen that production.
Oh.
And I'm really sad about it, actually because I
You
love
should
the show.
be because it's that production was phenomenal.
I think I moved to New York like in the last year of its run.
What would that have been? Like 2003?
I moved to New York in 2008.
Oh, I'm sad for you. See, this is what's terrible about being young. You missed out on so much great stuff.
Listen.
What's that from? Dreamgirls? Yeah.
The movie. Keep that in there.
The movie. So in any case, lots of nominations, one win, but a great musical. In any case, what's your question for me?
Okay. I had 2, but I'm going to give you this one.
You can give me 2. It's fine.
There were 2 characters. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I want to tell you who they were. 2 characters in Beauty and the Beast. You know what? I have to give you who they are because I'm sure that lots of characters had different original names. Mrs. Potts and Lumiere originally had 2 different names.
Ooh.
Do you know what they were?
Candelab.
No. Close.
Candlestick Man.
Nope.
Melty Face Man.
Nope.
Candle something?
No.
Candelabra.
No. I'm gonna let you keep
Chandel.
Stop. Yeah, Chandal.
Chandel. That's what I was saying. Chandel.
Yeah, huh?
Okay, I like that.
Apparently Lumiere's first name.
Chandel. And Mrs. Potts had a different name?
She did.
Angela Lansbury.
No. I wish that she had come and done like an encore.
Oh, goodness. There was that video recently. What was it? Was Beauty and the Beast's 25th anniversary in New York City? Or she came out and sang it. Oh, beautiful. Mrs. Potts was called Mrs. Kettle.
No?
Mrs.
That's funny, though.
Mrs. Spout.
T. Think T.
Mrs.
You're looking like you're not going to say it, but you're probably right.
Well, no. Mrs. Not Teabag.
No! No.
Chamomile.
Yeah.
What?
Apparently that was her original
Chamomile?
Yeah, Mrs. Chamomile.
Shut up.
Apparently.
I would have called her Mrs. Oprah Chai.
Oprah Chai? Like
Oprah Chai tea.
Latte?
Yeah, I love the Oprah Chai tea. It's so
anything
good.
Oprah.
Oh, it's kind of true. Except, well, it's not exactly true. But yeah.
We don't have
Oprah's
time
wonderful.
for this.
No, we don't have time for this. But, wow. So wait a sec. Mrs. Chai?
No, Mrs. Chamomile.
Mrs. Chamomile, sorry. Mrs. Chamomile and Candelab.
Nope.
No.
Chandal. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but...
I can't even remember this. Chandal
and Mrs. Chamomile.
and Mrs. Chamomile. I'm never going to remember that.
They were saying chamomile because like they wanted the most soothing tea there is.
I like Mrs. Potts.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I think I would... Candelab, I think... No. Or Chandel... What?
Chandal.
Okay, no. Lumiere's perfect.
Clearly.
I cannot remember.
I think that's what they said too. They were like, it's just easier to say.
Yeah, I think, yes. Wow, what a mess. What, was that 2? That was 2 questions?
That was 1.
Let's hear the other.
Oh, we don't have to.
Come on, let's hear it.
All right, great. Well, the Beast's head was comprised of 3 different animal features. Can you name them?
Well, I know one was Jackie Gleason's eyes.
Okay.
So
discounting 4. The eyes.
Okay. So there's a bull. Not a bull. I'm sorry. Oh goodness.
Home on the Range.
Yeah. What the heck are they? I'm losing my mind tonight.
You know what? I just realized. I think that the Home on the Range is where the deer and the antelope play. Deer and the buffalo play.
I've never seen Home on the Range.
Gosh, no, the song.
Oh. Home, Buffalo.
It's Buffalo.
Yeah,
is
so
it Buffalo? I wasn't wrong.
And the Buffalo, I don't know.
Is it Buffalo? Why do I think it's antelope?
We're losing our minds.
Oh, God. Like
antelope.
No, it's not. No. It's got the head of a buffalo.
No, I know. There's buffalo. The horns those are buffalo as well.
The brow of a...
Ooh. Furry man.
Gorilla.
Oh.
Kind of a furry
man.
What?
See, I was right.
Yeah.
And buffalo, gorilla, and...
The mane of a...
Of a lion. Mm-hmm. Okay. And Jackie Gleason's eyes.
And Jackie Gleason's eyes.
Yeah. All right.
We should just end it there. And Jackie Gleason's eyes.
And Jackie Gleason's eyes. Fantastic. Riley, thank you for coming on the show to talk about your experience at Beauty and the Beast live in concert at the Hollywood Bowl. You're a superstar. You're amazing. And hopefully next year we'll see you back there for Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Woo!
And before we get going, folks, I do want to let you know about some stuff going on in the Disney Coast to Coast community that you may be aware of, but maybe don't know all the details for. So I'm going to just go through these real quickly for you. On Instagram, you can follow Disney Coast to Coast at DIZNEYCTC, and every single Thursday, we actually have a trivia time on Instagram. I know you've been hearing it on this show for years between me and my co-host or guest, but now on Instagram, you can play trivia time yourself in the Instagram story for Disney Coast to Coast, where there's multiple trivia time questions each Thursday, and then the answers are revealed on Friday. So make sure you're checking that out if you don't already. Also, over on Instagram at DIZNEYCTC, we do the daily Disney decision every single day, where on Instagram Live, I hop on there every day and offer you guys a decision related to Disney. There are 2 options, and everybody there live can vote for it. It's just a fun little game that we play every single day on Instagram. Of course, if you want to support Disney Coast to Coast and get some cool rewards, you can head to patreon.com/DCTC or head to DisneyCoastToCoast.com. Check out the Patreon rewards there. I do stuff like live Q&As every other month, and I do Disney movie audio commentaries every month. There's also chances to be on Disney Coast to Coast, be part of a trivia time on Disney Coast to Coast, and some other cool rewards. So make sure you go and check that out and think about supporting the show. Every single month, Disney Coast to Coast releases a new music playlist with a Disney theme. The way that you get those is through our e-notes, so make sure you go to DisneyCoastToCoast.com, click on Music Playlist there, and sign up for that, because I have a lot of fun making them, and I think that you will enjoy them. And of course, head over to iTunes to rate and review the show. All of the ratings and reviews that you guys leave are such a huge help, helping other Disney fans find Disney Coast to Coast, so it's always appreciated. And of course, you get a shout out on the show as well, so it's a win-win situation. All of our social media can be found over at DisneyCoastToCoast.com. Thank you so much for listening, and of course, folks, have a magical day. Bye!
Thanks for watching Disney Coast to Coast. Have a magical day.
Disney Coast to Coast is produced and hosted by Jeff DePaoli. Learn more about the podcast and become a supporter at DisneyCoastToCoast.com.